The Cache Valley Media Group's countdown to the top 25 Aggie football players for 2023. And on the list at number 15 is Max Alford, who played a lot as a freshman at linebacker. Max is a 6'1", 230-pound sophomore from Park City, Utah, and Park City High School. He's number 15 on our list, linebacker Max Alford.
Max Alford, yes, a true sophomore this year. Pressed into service last year as a true freshman. He played in all 13 games, started 4 times for USU, and mostly due to injury concerns. He was pressed into service later in the year, but he showed out and played really well in the games that he started. But a lot of good experience for a very young linebacker, and an opportunity to step into an even larger role this year with some more changes that have happened in the offseason at the linebacker corps.
As I tell you, number 15 on the list. You want to guess where I had him on my ballot?
Number 15?
Number 15. So
hey, there
spot
you go.
on. I had him here, and yeah, he's the guy who's going to be taking a step up. I was talking to Joe Cawthon the other day, USU Media Days, and he brought up Max Alford unprompted. He said, I think he's going to be a really good player here at Utah State. So he's one of the guys that can be stepping up. I know we've highlighted a lot of newcomer linebackers, and in that we've kind of overlooked Max Alford a little bit, at least in terms of talking about him, where this is a guy who he could very well be the one starting next to MJ Tafisi, not Gavin Bartheo, Logan Peely, and any of these other transfers. Could very well be Alford starting there and playing a big impact this season.
Yeah, he 40 tackles on the year, 24 solo, 16 assisted. He had 4 tackles for loss. He earned Mountain West Freshman of the Week honors after he had 8 tackles and 1.5 tackles for loss against New Mexico. But yet later in the year, like late October, he had a pretty good game. And then throughout November, he had big impact games. On November 5th, 8 tackles. The following week, 7 tackles. So he played in the bowl game. And this is somebody who just got better and better as the season went on, stepping into a role that maybe a true freshman you wouldn't expect to play such a significant role, but he didn't shy away from the moment.
And I believe it was the bowl game that I think he had his best outing of the season. So I think he had the 9 tackles and 2 tackles for loss. So, I mean, that wasn't the greatest game for the Aggies overall, but he had a decent outing himself.
And he comes from pretty impressive pedigree. I mean, his dad, his grandfather, his uncle, his older brothers all played football collegiately. His dad and his grandfather both coached collegiately. His uncle and his grandpa played in the NFL. So he's got a lot of football in his blood and great star athlete, multiple sports at Park City, and excited to see what he does for USU in that linebacker position. Where they use him exactly could be a little bit of an interesting thing to watch this fall, but he's excelling at a very early age for Utah State.
Yeah, and that's the key is, he was a contributor as a true freshman. We talked about Ike Larson making an impact. He was a redshirt freshman. He got city here. So Max Alford, he'll have, whereas most guys are sitting trying to develop their bodies, improve either their weight or, whether or not that weight is good weight. Time in the strength and conditioning program, Max Alford's going to have that along with the experience he already has. And that's going to be a big benefit for him. So he could very easily take a big step up this season. Coming from football pedigree, football's in his blood and certainly in his brain as far as what he's learned growing up. And that probably helped him contribute early on, just knowing football. So he's a guy that we should expect to be one of the big contributors on that defense.
Yeah, so it's a Max Alford. He's 6'1", 235 pounds. So good size for a linebacker. And contributed in every game last year. Started 4 times. But he wears number 33 on his jersey. He's number 15 on our list. Max Alford in our top 25 Aggies for 2023.